Hello, I'm Eileen Stromberger, the reference librarian at the Fairchild Air Force Base Library, and welcome to this episode of Perch Talks. Today I'm going to be talking about some hiking and biking trails in the Spokane area since summer is right upon us, and we're really lucky to be living in an area that has a lot of great nature and a lot of different things to do out in nature. I have to say I wasn't really an outdoor person until I moved to Spokane around 11 years ago. Until that time I was living in the eastern part of the country. I'm originally from New York State's Hudson River Valley, and over there, if any of you are familiar with that area, it's too cold and snowy in the winter, so you stay indoors in the winter time, and in the summer it's too hot, humid, and muggy outside, so you stay inside in the summertime. But Spokane is really the Goldilocks area in my opinion. It's not too hot, it's not too humid, and it really is nice to be able to go and enjoy all of the nature that you have over here. So talking about some of my personal favorite walking trails that are close to Spokane and to Fairchild Air Force Base, Medical Lake, which is just south of the base, many of you may even be living there or have kids going to school there. There is a paved trail that goes around the lake. It's very easy to do with families. You can bike it, you can walk it, but very nice trail to do. In Cheney, not too far, but just a little bit further, there is Turnbull National Wildlife Refuge. There are a lot of dirt trails, there are paved trails. The one thing I will mention is that there are quite a few ticks in that area, so if you do go to Turnbull, make sure that you use your bug spray and that you wear long pants, tuck those pants into your socks so you can avoid getting any ticks. Another great place to go just west of Spokane is Riverside State Park. There are a lot of good trails over there. A very popular trail is the Bowl and Pitcher Trail, which goes right along the river. I will just mention that if you do go to Riverside State Park, since it is a state park in Washington, you will need to get a Discover Pass, and this pass is $10 for the day. It's $30 for the year. You can get it in Walmart, you can get it online. I'll be giving information on where you can get that pass in the description above, so do take a look at that. If you're going often, if you're going more than one day, it might be worth getting the year-long pass. But again, Riverside State Park, great to go to for different trails, and Riverfront Park in downtown Spokane has a lot of park trails that are family friendly. You can even take your kids in strollers if you have smaller kids. There are also some trails there that are part of the Centennial Trail, which is for biking and which I'll talk about in just a moment, but absolutely love going to Riverfront Park and getting great views of Spokane Falls. So some local trails to keep in mind. So talking about biking trails, making a little switch over, the Centennial Trail, which I just mentioned, it actually goes from Washington into Idaho. It starts at 9 Mile Falls and it actually ends in Coeur d'Alene. It's a paved trail, it's free of charge, you can do it in different segments. It's also family friendly, so really great to do that particular trail. Centennial Trail on the Washington side, it turns into the North Idaho Centennial Trail on the Idaho side. The Fish Lake Trail is a biking trail that's very close to the base. It's in Spokane on the western borders of Spokane. It goes from Spokane into Cheney. There is a little bit of an uphill if you're going from Spokane to Cheney, and then when you're going back from Cheney to Spokane, you can just glide a little bit downhill. It's one of those rails to trails bike paths, so a lot of really nice scenery to see on that. Also in Cheney, you have the Columbia Plateau Trail. That actually joins to the Fish Lake Trail. There's about 4 miles of it that is paved, and it's even, it's flat, so great to do with families. There is another 130 miles of it that goes all the way to the Tri-Cities. However, I'm going to warn you that it's undeveloped trails, so unless you are a real hardcore biker and you have a mountain bike, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless that is something that's of interest to you. So not a family-friendly trail past those first 4 miles, but for those of you who want to have more of a challenge, then that might be something to consider. There are a couple of other trails that I'd like to mention that are a little bit further from Spokane, but are well worth it in my opinion. Kamiak Butte County Park is in Whitman County. It's about an hour away from Spokane in the base, but it's a really beautiful area. When you're in the Palouse area, this area of rolling hills, all of a sudden you see this forested area, and that is Kamiak Butte. You wouldn't expect to find that forested area in the middle of all those rolling hills, but there it is. It's great to walk that trail. It's not too difficult for older children to do that. You have a lot of great wildflowers over there that you can look at, great views from the top, and there is a picnic area and playground area, so at the end of your trail you can just relax and enjoy the views and enjoy a picnic lunch. Another good place to go to, which is just under 2 hours away from Spokane, the base, is Steamboat Rock State Park. It's just south of Electric City and the Grand Coulee Dam. You see this area that's just rising above Banks Lake and the areas around it. It's really great when you get to the top and you see the views of the area. You're going to be stunned by what you see. I will warn you, however, that this is not a trail for very young children to do, since it is on the steep side, but older children should have no problem doing this trail, and also adults who are in good physical condition. But if you're able to do it, again, great views from the top. And since it is part of the Washington State Park system, this is another place where you will use your Discover Pass. So a lot of great places to go in the Spokane area. We do have different resources. We have print materials. I'll also put a link to some other places where you can go. And when the library opens, or even now, if you'd like to message me, or if you'd like to talk with me in person after the library opens about different areas around Spokane, I absolutely love this area and I love talking about it. So please make sure to message me or stop by once we open. In the meantime, enjoy your summer, happy trails, stay healthy and stay safe. Cheers.